These days I get so busy that I am forced to prepare some of my videos without even adding my voice in form of reactions to the content. However, for this particular episode that has to do with negativity, I have to just speak because it's something that I feel very strongly about. It's something that opened my eyes to the need to control what I'm exposed to in terms of what people say to me and how they make me feel. And I know that if it could affect me as strong as I am, the kind of mental stamina I possess, if it could have affected me the way it did, then I know it would do greater damage to people who are not as strong and well built up psychologically as I am. So this is not going to be long, but first of all, let me read out the quote in question. There's a woman called CYNTHIA KERSEY. She wrote a book that became an international bestseller titled Unstoppable: 45 Powerful Stories of Perseverance and Triumph from People Just Like You. And I like that title because it says people just like you. When I read it, I found she was quite right. The average person who became successful and became a household name today was at some point an ordinary human being like you and I, and was going nowhere in their lives. If you think of the story of the KFC founder, what's his name now, Colonel Sanders, you'll see that it couldn't be truer. And look how long it took him to get where he eventually arrived, and he became an icon. His photo, his face is known all over the world, and yet he didn't make it until he was in his 70s. That speaks volumes, especially for men. We can start late, but we can close very strong. Now, this quote, the lady came about it based on her analysis of the stories that she heard from many people she interviewed. She condensed the number of stories she'd had into about 45 that were he found the most impactful, and chose to publish them in form of a book. I'm going to read out the quote now. Unfortunately, it may be difficult to eliminate all the negative people from your life. Your mother or father, a business associate, a best friend, or even your spouse might be a negative influence. And since any of these people have known you for years, they probably think of you in terms of your past experiences and not in terms of who you are today or the person you can become. The saying, a prophet has no honor in his own home, couldn't be truer. Sometimes it's easier to find support from a complete stranger. A stranger doesn't carry preconceived notions about what you can or cannot do. Everyone needs someone to believe in him or her, and those who are closest to you may not be the best people to fill that role. The key is to find someone who does. Negativity works like poison in the bloodstream. If you give in to its power, it will weaken your confidence and kill your dream. Your goals are simply too important to let that happen. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this subject is because I've seen people who feel that because family is important to them, they should allow family to expose them to negativity. Now, there are some family members that will be extremely negative. They will be psychologically, verbally, and emotionally abusive to you. They will be dismissive of your feelings. They will lack empathy in relating with you, and they will continually put you down. When you allow such family members to stick around you and to have access to your psychology, to your state of being, to your essence, to have access to you in terms of how they make you feel, you are setting yourself up for failure. No matter how good at what you do, no matter how psychologically stronger you are, for as long as you remain exposed to their negativity, it's only a matter of time before it damages you in a manner that you cannot recover from. So if you want to succeed, you have to control your psychological environment. I'll tell you a short story. The Los Angeles Olympics, I think that was 1994. The gentleman, I think it's Tony Payne or something like that, the gentleman that was in charge of it, it was said that when he was preparing for the Olympics, when they were organized, he was in charge of the organization of the Olympics. He said anybody who told him that the plans he was coming up with were not going to work, he instantly removed from his team of organizers. The reason was he couldn't afford to have a dissenting voice willing to be in unison with his amongst his team members. He wanted everybody to be on board psychologically and not be thinking at a tangent to him. So he eliminated from his environment anybody that was communicating in aversion to what he was planning to do. So the minute anybody is telling you what you want to do cannot work, that person is going to be the source of negativity in your consciousness. And the minute you allow a source of negativity to continue to stay in contact with you, it's going to impact you. Like the lady said, negativity is like poison in the bloodstream. So ask yourself, you are allowing somebody to inject tiny doses of poison into your bloodstream every day. You won't die quickly, you'll die slowly, but you will definitely die. Do you want to die? Do you want your dream to die? If no, get rid of negative people from your environment. I'll end by saying this, and this is actually something I wrote in one of the flyers I created with this particular quotation, and I wrote this in one of my books, the Entrepreneurial Survival Reference Manual. So I'm quoting myself now. I have had several personal experiences in which negativity from others, both those close to me as well as people I did not know even before we met, caused potentially serious damage to me in a way that almost stopped me from achieving the valued goals I was working towards. This is why I recommend that anyone who truly desires authentic success dispense with any rose-colored glasses through which you may be tempted to view the world. Some people, including those you love, may choose to make things difficult for you as they observe your progress. What you need to do is prepare yourself for that possible eventuality. Otherwise, you could end up getting derailed from achieving your dreams. Rose-colored glasses. By that I refer to how some people look at everybody as being interested in their success. So there are some people that are so naive, all right? They think everybody loves them the way they love everybody. Because you are a nice guy doesn't mean other people are going to be nice to you. Because they act nice to you doesn't mean they have the best intention for you. You have to understand that the world is full of evil. Not everybody is relating to you with good intent, and therefore you must learn to distinguish between people that have your best interest at hand and those who don't. And sometimes it might take note of the kind of energy they give you. If they give you negative energy and they try to explain it away, take it as a sign of what they have inside of them that they couldn't prevent from coming out, and you act accordingly. Self-preservation is key for survival. I hope you understand. I wish you well.